Tonight on Patriots This Week.
You know, when you play in the National Football League, you have to be willing to take some punches.
Hard Rock Stadium has been a chamber of horrors for the Patriots, and a 74-yard punt return for a touchdown looked like it could have been a knockout blow. But not this time, and not in this place.
He goes the distance! Touchdown, Patriots!
But you got to give more than you take, because that's the nature of this business.
The Patriots coach celebrated his first victory with the players who earned it for him.
I'm proud to be your coach. It's always about the team. Team on three. 1, 2, 3.
Now their sights are set on an old rival with a new but storied leader.
You know, he's got some swagger to him.
Now it's Patriots This Week.
Stick that one in your head!
And with a house call on a kickoff return, the Patriots prevail in what had been a house of horrors. They win in Miami over the Dolphins. Now they come back home to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Patriots This Week. I'm Bob Socci with my radio partner from 98.5 The Sports Hub, Scott Zolak, and with Brian Hoyer alongside, a pair of former Patriots quarterbacks. And let's begin with the current Pats quarterback, Drake Maye. 19 of 23 from the outset. Maybe his best performance as a young Patriots quarterback?
I thought he was great. I really did. I thought he was great. And I talked to Josh McDaniels after the game, and I said, you called one hell of a game. Because I thought he got him into the game early. We talked about this last week. What do? Get his feet set, get under center, run the football. If you run the football, you have play action, you have bootlegs. The throw to Hooper, that's a design play. The stuff to Hollins. You gave him multiple options. If it wasn't there, he could have picked it up with his legs, and he did later in the game.
Yeah, I thought it was his most complete game as a pro quarterback, without a doubt. And getting him off on that hot start and being able to run the football opened up so many things. And I think we got to give Josh McDaniels credit. I mean, a lot's made about his system, all of those things. That throw to Hooper, that's straight out of the playbook of Kyle Shanahan. I ran that in Cleveland and in San Francisco with Kyle.
What's the play call?
We used to call it Y leak. So 335, you roll out. They do a good job bringing Hunter Henry in. He pins the edge. Everybody thinks it's going this way. And Hooper did a great job. Just you got to kind of be sneaky right through there, through the weeds, and then come out the backside.
I think it was great for him to come out rebound like that, because he got the heck kicked out of him around here last week. I thought it was unfair. He didn't have a lot on his plate. He looked a little robotic a week ago. He looked smooth, cool as a cucumber in game number 2.
Yeah, I think he set a standard for what to expect of him in weeks to come playing in this system. But like on the touchdown to Booty, for instance, he sees the pressure coming, he settles him down, he readjusts the mic point, so now he knows he has time to go and deliver a good throw. It's those little things that I see the progress in. He wasn't asked to do that last year, and is it too much on his plate? He handled it like a G, okay? He went out there, he was smooth, he was calm, he was in control. There was a run play, I saw him alert the play. He's yelling at Mac, hey Mac, come on, you gotta block the safety.
That was a 21-yarder.
Exactly, he has an understanding of what to do. Now he's getting more reps at going out and doing it, and that should boost his confidence as well. And I think the biggest thing is it boosts the confidence of the guys around him.
And I think it was good that he didn't get a game ball. Because you talk about setting a standard. No,
sure.
Like, we're not going to give you a game ball every time. We expect you to play like that every week.
Yeah.
Like, that's a message there to me. Give it to the other guys.
Josh had him on the move. The bootleg to try to get him into the rhythm that we've talked about has been lacking for him early, and also maybe some elements of the West Coast offense, something he had last year.
That's what I was going to add. Sometimes, offensive coordinators, they're hard-headed. You got to run my system. You got to fit into my system. And I think Josh stepped back from that first game and said, I got 4 quarters with him. I know what he can do. I know what he can't do. I don't think there's much that he can't do, but I think Josh knew that week we got to get him to feel comfortable, to go out and play. I thought he was in control of the game.
And not a lot of people will know this, but back in the day, they did run boots with Tom Brady, and then one game, he took a shot to the head, and Bill Belichick said, never again. Now it's really integrating back into the offense because Drake does throw the football on the run really well. I think he feels comfortable. It settles him in the game, and as we went on that game, we saw even more comfort, obviously, with the big play to Mondre.
And a fast start is noted, 12-0 lead for the Patriots, and it's 12-0 because Andy Borregales, the rookie place kicker, missed a couple of extra points.
Yep.
What does that do to a team? You get a touchdown, and then you don't convert that 7 points.
I think it takes the wind out of yourselves a little bit, because you go down there and we got 7 on the board. Nope, you got 6. Then you go back down again, miss it again. Now it's 6. Now it's only 12-0.
Yeah.
So I think it changes the way you view the game, call the game after that, from the head coach, from the offensive coordinator. Hey, are we going for 2 here? If we get in tight, is it 4th down? Are we going to go for it instead of kicking a field goal? And I think you were a little leery to kick the field goal there, but you had to lead, so I think that's why Mike put him out there.
And he would come through later in the game in a critical way for the Patriots. Miami comes back, and it's back and forth, a one-point game at the half, and the Patriots have to regroup at halftime. What did their start to the second half? They fall behind, but their ability to bounce back, what did that say about right now the culture of this team and where Mike Vrabel wants to take them?
They didn't back down. They kept coming. They kept throwing the punches. They were scrappy. That play with Drake made or Mondre, I think to me, that may go down as after watching him for now a year and 2 games as his best play as a quarterback, because I think a year ago he would have taken off. He stepped up in the pocket, what you and I kind of talked about last week. He settled his feet. He knew where the matchup was and delivered a dime when the offense needed him, when the team needed him to deliver, and that goes a long way in building that confidence.
Good job by the offensive line up front. I'm telling you guys, the 2 games, those 2 rookies on the left side, they're the real deal. And I think they're going to be a good core for this team moving forward offensively in front of Drake.
Patriots get to 30 points for the first time since 2022 when they beat the Browns in Cleveland with Bailey Zappi at quarterback. It's unbelievable. 46 straight games without reaching 30. And, of course, they got their last touchdown on a kickoff return, part of a wild, wild sequence. Punt return, 74 yards from Malik Washington, and then a 90-yard kickoff return by Antonio Gibson.
I mean, how about Vrabes running down the sideline? Great forward lean. I mean, if it wasn't for the explosiveness of Antonio Gibson taking off, I mean, he may have matched him pace for pace, but it goes to show you how intense and how into the game the head coaches, the players respond to that. I mean, that could have been a breaking point, right? You mentioned the punt return they gave up for a touchdown. How are they going to respond? Man, having a response with a kickoff return, your head coach is sprinting down the field, that gives you the juice, the energy you need to stay in that game.
I want to give credit to David Silverman, team photographer. That might be the picture of the year, really. He shot it from the other sideline. I was talking to him on the bus. Phenomenal picture.
And David in incredible shape himself to keep up with both Mike Vrabel and Antonio Gibson. And the Patriots get the ball back eventually after they get a stop on a Marte Mapu interception. The Patriots are rotating a lot of people, and Mapu, a guy who this year is in a different role, mostly special teams, but moving from safety to linebacker, comes up with that pick. And that was an instance where we saw Tua, again, not having his first read available and making a bad play.
When you listen to Coach Vrabel talk about him, he appreciates his role, his approach, special teams every day, and then he gets in there and makes the play. Can you tell me why they threw the ball on second down?
I don't know why that. I mean, I think
still
to me
trying to figure that out.
And listening, and you guys are calling the game. I'm listening to you. I'm listening to Jason McCourty. He's got great insight. I think they even mentioned maybe you catch them trying to stop the run. You alluded to it on the interception, and you said it. You know, first read wasn't there. I mean, the Patriots are leading the league in sacks right now. When's the last time we could say that 2 weeks in the season? You're getting your money's worth out of Milton Williams. You're getting your money's out of Harold Landry. The scheme is helping create some of those, and I think once Christian Gonzalez gets back, you add some versatility back to your secondary. You marry those two things up, it's going to be a dangerous defense. I love to see the disruption that they're creating with the passer.
I want to go back to the field goal decision by Mike Vrabel. False start moves the Patriots back 5 yards. So now Borregales comes back. He's missed the 2 extra points. And Vrabel has the faith in him in that moment to give him a chance to kick a 53-yarder. If he misses, the Dolphins take over right there, and with a touchdown, they win the game.
I think that's Mike's first moment where, like, God, did I make the right decision here? I think he had no choice there, though. You know, you're going to need this kid to kick for you. And I thought post-game, giving him a game ball is good because he didn't deserve a game ball, but Mike knows we can't lose our kicker week 2.
Miami seemingly had a touchdown from Devon Achane, but he stepped out of bounds. That saves the Patriots, but to their credit, they stay stout. Williams gets the second sack.
Thank goodness that he stepped out of bounds because, we talked to Milton Williams after game 2. He said, hey, we had to hunker down. And I think that he said that he and Landry made the call on a TE game to get the sack at the end. And that's what you pay those guys the big bucks for.
It's a hard place to win for the Patriots for whatever reason. I think I only had 1 win there in all my years here. And that flight home from Miami is always a bit sweeter when you come home with the win.
All right, we'll come back and talk more about the Patriots' mindset after Week 2's win over Miami right after this.
Patriots This Week is brought to you by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots. By DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots. And by Sports Illustrated Tickets, 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. 0 fees. Fans deserve better. Visit SITickets.com today.
This week's Cross Insurance Player of the Week is Antonio Gibson. The 6-foot, 228-pound running back executed the most exciting play of the Patriots season so far. The 27-year-old out of Memphis took a fourth-quarter kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown, giving the Patriots the lead just seconds after a Miami punt return for a TD. It was Gibson's first kickoff return for a score and the first one in the NFL season. The Player of the Week is brought to you by Cross Insurance, the official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
There's a lot of things out there that we have to do better, but we didn't pout, we didn't drop our head. We went on to the next play and we kept competing, and I appreciate that.
We're back inside the Bob's Discount Furniture Studio. We welcome you back with the words of Mike Vrabel on his team's body language. Guys got down after having a big lead early, and yet they did not let up. Scott Zolak, Brian Hoyer. What does that say about Mike Vrabel's culture right now, what he's trying to establish, the building blocks?
Hey, he's a former defensive guy. He reminds me a little bit of Dan Campbell at times, but I love his energy, and I think it's infectious. I think the team feels it. I liked what he said post-game, too, that we're not going to be a front-running team. We're not going to be one of those teams that we're only good when we get up 14 points, and then we have some fun, and we blitz more. No, you got to have balance. You got to play the 60 minutes. I like that they finished this game. I think that was huge for them to go down there in those elements and finish this game when we looked at what they did last week, and that wasn't good in the second half.
Yeah, I think anything good comes from handling adversity. I think if you go down there, have to face some challenges, have to come back, have to, basically withstand a backbreaker punt return, come back right with your own kickoff return. It's building that resiliency, and you and I, we all know that it's a long season. You're going to have to handle some adversity, and so I think in a lot of ways, you can learn more about your team in a win like that than you can if you just went down there and beat them by 2 touchdowns. You figure out who's going to withstand the punch, who's going to get back up, who's going to keep fighting. And I think they got a good look at that on Sunday.
After the game, Brian, Mike Vrabel got a game ball from owner Robert Kraft, but he said to the team, look, it's always about the players now and forever. Coming from an ex-player, does that have special meaning, not just lip service to guys?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's something that empowers the players. I mean, yeah, it's great. I got my first victory as the coach, but it's about you guys. You were the ones that went out and executed. You're the ones who withstood the punches, who kept fighting all day long. And I think he talked about it. I learned a lot about our team that day, and we don't have any quitters. We have guys that are going to fight to the end. And so I think, so if you're a player and you're looking at your head coach and he's sprinting down the sideline and in training camp, he's fighting people, and you want to play for a guy like that. And you know what it is too? It allows Vrabel to hold him more accountable, because you know what? He's going to give you praise when you deserve it. He's going to hold you accountable when you need it. And for me as a player, that's all you could ever ask for.
Patriots and the Steelers are coming up on Sunday. We'll get to Pittsburgh right after this.
All right, time now for your Zoe Show. I'm excited this week. Why Zoe excited? The Pittsburgh Steelers, my hometown. They're coming to town with a heck of a wide receiver by the name of DK Metcalf. We're going to take a look at him. You guys know the drill. 6'4", 229 pounds, 7th year in the league. He's got 7 catches, but this guy is devastating. Freeze it right there. Why do you have Christian Gonzalez to cover guys like this, size-wise? Now, we don't know if we're going to have Christian. Hopefully he gets eased back into things here. But here's Rodgers. Quick little flip out to Metcalf. Here's the problem. Tough guy to tackle. He also has speed. Remember him from last year? Busted coverage, went the distance. Here we go. Bottom of your screen right here. Another flip screen. Aaron Rodgers, he knows it. What's he doing? He's probably checking to it. Quick little flip. Get one block. This guy's dangerous, people. I'm telling you. I'd love to throw to receivers like this. He's about my size, probably when I was in high school. I'm a little heavier now. So, bottom of your screen right here. Here we go. This is easy pickings for Aaron Rodgers. I remember when he was with the Jets, threw the same route against the Patriots down on the goal line. It's an easy throw for him. Why? Because of the size. Catch radius. Talk about that. 6'4", probably up to 7.5 feet. There's your Zoe Show, DK Metcalf. You get 2 guys to cover him. Go get him.
Welcome back inside the Bob's Discount Furniture Studio. We continue with Patriots This Week, and it's a matchup of longtime AFC rivals, the Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a throwback game for the Pats in the Patriot uniforms, and it's Aaron Rodgers coming back to Foxboro, not as a Packer, not as a Jet, but as a Steeler.
I can't wait to see how he plays, because we saw him on that Thursday night down to Jets, and I thought that was about as good as he could play a year ago. And I think he'll do what he has to do to try to help his team win. It's just weird seeing him in the Steeler colors.
The question is what Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is going to show up, because we know, did you see the throw he made on the run? I mean, he must have thrown it 60 yards, full out sprint to the right. So even at 41 years old, he's still one of the best throwers of the football in the game. And honestly, Mike Tomlin, one of the greatest coaches in the game. So you know that they're going to come in here and play Pittsburgh Steelers football. We've had so many great memories of this matchup. I've been a part of a few of those. And I always love when the Patriots are playing the Steelers. There's no doubt about that.
It's this team and it's the Baltimore Ravens. That's the rock fight you get into.
A lot of concerns about the Steelers' defense after 2 weeks. Opponents 50%, nearly 50% on third down, 46%, I think. A lot of injuries, too.
Yeah, a lot of injuries, but you know what they still have? They still have T.J. Watt. They still have Cam Hayward. So if you're the Patriots offense, you got to make sure you handle those guys and get after the secondary that's been basically decimated by injury. So I feel good about the Patriots offense going up against the Steelers defense with where they're at with injuries. You're going to have to make sure you chip T.J. Watt, make sure you take care of him. Those guys inside, when you're talking about the run blocks, make sure you're on the same page with Hayward. He can split those double teams. But, I feel pretty good after what we saw from the Patriots offense last week, now coming back home playing the Steelers.
I remember you guys, too, like when we've played Jason Taylor, if we play Jason Taylor, run at him, get screens going at him.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how they handle Watt.
Steelers' Caleb Johnson allowed a ball to get past him. It landed in the landing zone. It did not roll out of the end zone, and therefore it was a live ball. The Seahawks recovered it for a touchdown, tail of 2 weeks, because Pittsburgh wins the previous game against the Jets thanks to the Steelers' outstanding place kicker, Chris Boswell.
You know, when this new kickoff rule was instituted, you think, okay, they're trying to just phase this play out. Yeah. It's become one of the more entertaining plays during the game. You got to prepare for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at our preseason, you look at what transpired this past week. No. You could use it as a weapon. You really can.
I think they've kind of figured it out, and now you're getting more returns. You, unfortunately, for this kid, I mean, don't ever underestimate how many times you need to tell a rookie what the rules are, what they need to do. I feel terrible for the kid, but unfortunately, he learned the hard way in front of everybody, and it cost him.
Steelers have gone all in a lot of ways. Rodgers, Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey, getting him on defense. Mike Tomlin's been there a long time. The last couple of years, a little more criticism directed his way. Right now, it's an interesting situation with Pittsburgh coming into this game, Week 3, at 1-1.
It's interesting how you term that. They're all in, and it's very rare for a Pittsburgh team to overpay for people or bring guys that are questionable in. They don't know how Aaron was going to fit. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger was there forever. They've had two coaches literally since Chuck Noll. Since Chuck Noll.
And if you go
I grew up watching Chuck Noll
since
late 60s.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
it feels like it's coming to an end a little bit.
Most people don't know this, but I actually spent 3 weeks in Pittsburgh after I was released from the Patriots in 2012, and I thought he was such a tremendous coach. He was informative. He held people accountable. He was what you might call a player's coach. So this will be a great challenge for this Patriots team. I think the biggest thing, too, is start fast. You go out and start fast after what you did down in Miami. This crowd's going to get into
this crowd behind you.
Yeah, it'll be rocking.
Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season in Pittsburgh. The Pats are going to try to give him a losing record after 3 games. These guys will tell you what will happen on Sunday right after this.
Patriots This Week is brought to you by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots. By DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots. And by Sports Illustrated Tickets, 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. 0 fees. Fans deserve better. Visit SITickets.com today.
Rush to get Ken Walker in your starting lineup. The Seahawks back is averaging nearly 5.5 yards per carry this season, and the 5'9", 211-pounder should rip through a lowly Saints team in Seattle. But this is 1 week benching Marvin Harrison Jr. is the right call. The receiver was shut down by the Panthers secondary, and it's wise to stay away from Harrison in a divisional matchup at San Francisco. But don't sleep on Ramondre Stevenson. The fifth-year back had a breakout game on the road in Miami. Expect him to excel in Foxboro against a Steelers defense that has been weak against the run. This week's fantasy picks are brought to you by Verizon.
1 o'clock on Sunday, Patriots versus the Steelers. Scott Zolak, who's the winner, who's the game changer?
Hard-nosed football this Sunday, Bob. Patriots are going to win this 20-16 game changer, Hunter Henry. Watch the play action. I'm going to say 2 red zone touchdowns. Hunter Henry from Drake Maye.
I love that. With the running game going, Hunter Henry. I am going to go with the Patriots as well, 27-21. I think Ramondre Stevenson, he runs the football all over the Steelers. The Seahawks with Kenneth Walker had an easy time running it last week. Patriots win.
Either way, I think a safe bet. Hunter Henry, big game against the Steelers a couple of years ago for the Patriots.
Loved it.
Zoe, contain your excitement on Sunday. Get some rest beforehand.
That's it.
Brian, we'll see you again next week.
All right.
For Scott Zolak and Brian Hort, I'm Bob Socci. So long, everybody.
Bring the polkas.